Hello friends and welcome into NBA Now. I am your host Tom Downey, and today, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, taking a look at the Philadelphia 76ers and handing out some offseason grades for what they did this year. I'll take an overview look here to start. Namely, they drafted MATISSE THYBULLE in round 1 of the NBA draft alongside a whole bunch of wheeling and dealing that they did. They did, however, lose some pretty notable players. Jimmy Butler, he's on his way out. He's now in Miami. J.J. Redick also leaves, he goes to the New Orleans Pelicans. However, the Sixers did keep Tobias Harris and added several others like Al Horford. But we'll start things off here with the draft, and Philadelphia did not sit around waiting. They traded up to pick number 20 to get MATISSE THYBULLE, and they gave up picks number 24 and number 33 to the Boston Celtics. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I would have loved to have seen Carson Edwards in Philadelphia. I was a big fan of him, and the Summer League backs that up so far. But Philadelphia, they wanted MATISSE THYBULLE, and I understand why. He's got this great long 7-foot wingspan, and he is already a very strong defender. He was an elite defender in college. He's already a good one in the NBA. So there is the great 3-and-D upside. Here's why, though, he fell to number 20. He has to become a better offensive player. 9 points per game is not enough in the NBA when you're a top 20 pick coming out of college. He's a great defender, we know that, but he barely shot 30% from deep, and frankly, his offensive game has regressed from his time at Washington, even dating back to high school, too. So THYBULLE has great upside there. It's well worth the gamble at pick number 20, but for it to truly be a worthwhile addition as another 3-and-D swingman type, THYBULLE has to become a better shooter. Now, the Sixers were not done dealing. They also had pick number 34, and they traded that away to the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks took Bruno Fernando. Philadelphia got a 2020 second-round pick. That one is from Atlanta. A 2023 second-round pick, and that one is going to be the most favorable of either the Hawks, the Hornets, or the Nets. So there should be one there that's, I think, at minimum inside that top 40, top 50. They also got pick number 57, which became Jordan Bone, and stay tuned for what happened on that one. More trades to break down here, folks, but first, if you are a 76ers fan and you like Chat Sports and you want more 76ers videos, well, then you got to subscribe. Vote with your views there. So the fat cats here at Chat Sports, the bosses, say, yeah, Tom and Jimmy and Harrison, you guys can do more 76ers videos. Only that happens, though, is if you guys are subscribed. So hit that link is down there below, but you're watching on YouTube right now. Just hit us up with that big button. Hit that button and subscribe. Some more trades here. This one was a little bit more of a pre-draft deal. The Sixers getting our old friend cash considerations in exchange for the Wizards basically taking the contract of Jonathan Simmons and the number 42 overall pick, which became Admiral Schofield. The Sixers, though, kept their 54th overall pick because Philadelphia still has all kinds of picks and will for several years now. They took out of Iowa State Mariel Shayok, who I like quite a bit. Shayok had a nice breakout year at Iowa State. Was it Virginia, where he didn't have much of an offensive game? Then all of a sudden, he heads west, goes to the Cyclones, and learns how to score, and actually shot really well. 19 points per game, not crazy amount of three-point attempts, but still enough to make it a strong sample size, just under 39%. That's good value there, I think, in round 2, and he fared very, very well in the G League. So relative to the value involved here at pick number 54, yeah, Shayok is not the same caliber of player THYBULLE is, but I like the value a lot for that selection. And then finally, the Sixers took their 57th overall pick, which became Jordan Bone, and flipped him to the Detroit Pistons. They got back a protected 2024 second-round pick. That's how far in the future we are. And they also got back some cash considerations. So overall, grade the 76ers draft class. A, B, C, D, or F. I kind of give it in that B range. I'm not as high on MATISSE THYBULLE as Jimmy Crowther here is, but there definitely is some upside overall. If you could have only gotten Carson, which I'm not going to dock them too much for. I just don't know if it was worthwhile giving up a first and a high second-round pick that could have become a good player. Overall, though, it wasn't bad by any means for Philadelphia. It was a quality haul, just not quite elite. Let's move now to the offseason in terms of free agency. The players the 76ers lost. Some pretty notable names up there, namely Jimmy Butler. Also, J.J. Redick, that's kind of a big deal there as well. And then 2 quality bench players, Boban and McConnell. They leave for Dallas and Indiana. But it was about Jimmy Butler. That was the key loss of the Sixers offseason. Now, it ended up becoming a sign and trade, so Philadelphia did get back Josh Richardson. More on him in a little bit. The Heat, meanwhile, they got Jimmy Butler and Miles Leonard. And then just to kind of emphasize the four-team aspect here, less important because this is a 76ers video, the Clippers got Mo Harkless and a future first from the Heat, and the Portland Trail Blazers got Hassan Whiteside. So who won the Jimmy Butler trade? Let me know which team in the comments section. I guess on some level, of course, Butler himself won because he got to go where he wanted to play. But which team won the Jimmy Butler trade? If I'm ranking the order here, I kind of think the Clippers won because they got Mo Harkless and a first for free. They didn't really do anything. I think that they won the most there. Then I think it's the Miami Heat. Then it's the 76ers, who did not lose the trade, by the way. They did not lose that deal at all because they were able to get back Josh Richardson. And that is the type of player that fits very well with the 76ers in terms of what they need. He was one of the key players that they added this offseason. So Richardson is one of those key players. Al Horford also among them. Kyle O'Quinn is in there. Raul Neto is in there. And Raul Neto, botched that pronunciation there, and TREY BURKE. Those were the notable players the 76ers added this offseason. And Richardson was one of the key ones. We'll break him down here more in depth in a second. But first, folks, got a giveaway from our friends over at MyBookie. Head over to chatsports.com/NBA now and use that promo code CHATNBA for a 100% deposit bonus. And oh wait, there's more. If you sign up and deposit, place your first bet. Yeah, you see it right there. We will hook you up with NBA 2K20. Yeah. Think about that. You just put down whatever, $50, $100, whatever, they match that, and you get NBA 2K20. Find yourself a better deal. You're not going to. And I know most of you are going to buy 2K20 anyway, so why not get it for free? Email us promo@chatsports.com once you guys sign up and deposit and place your first bet, and we'll get you guys hooked up with NBA 2K20. That's a fantastic deal. Now, Richardson, back to him. He was the key cog and the key piece in the Sixers Heat Jimmy Butler sign and trade. He is going, I assume, to start at shooting guard. And he is a key cog for what the 76ers needed, a key piece because of his shooting. Almost 36% from deep on a pretty high volume. That is key for a 76ers team when you have Joel Embiid, when you have Ben Simmons. You need spacing and shooting. And with J.J. Redick gone, Richardson is going to be counted on heavily to step up and help out the 76ers from that shooting perspective. Now, of course, Philadelphia was not done. They also picked up Al Horford on a 4-year, $109 million deal. Now, only $97 million of that is fully guaranteed. It's kind of tied to some incentives that he may or may not make, which, if he does make them, great. That's kind of the point, right? Now, the 76ers, by the way, clearly wanted another big man. And if you're trying to find a partner for Joel Embiid, I think Al Horford makes a lot of sense. Number one, he can play alongside Joel Embiid. If they want to go Embiid at the 5 and Horford at the 4, Horford offers enough spacing and shooting that it works. And then if Embiid needs a night off, if they want to limit his minutes, if Embiid's on the bench, Horford can play the 5. So I think that's a really good fit for the 76ers. I like having the deal not fully guaranteed. I thought this one was a really good move here by Philadelphia. Yeah, it's expensive. Yes, Horford is probably a little bit on the decline. I thought this was a good pickup. But what do you guys think was the best offseason move by the Philadelphia 76ers? Let me know in the comments section. I guess I kind of gave it away just now, at least my own thoughts. I thought the Al Horford move for what Philadelphia is trying to do makes a ton of sense. That was my favorite move, although there were some other ones I liked. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Moving now to some more pickups, the Philadelphia 76ers also added Kyle O'Quinn. That is on a 1-year vet min deal. He was kind of stuck behind Miles Turner and Thaddeus Young and Domantas Sabonis in Indiana, but he's a good backup big man. He's probably could actually put up better numbers this year because, well, he kind of becomes the third big for Philadelphia in terms of those center types. So maybe that improves more like a little bit more in line with his career averages. He's never going to be a superstar big man, that's fine. But for the vet minimum, oh yeah, that was a no-brainer pickup by Philadelphia. If you wanted a backup center who plays pretty well defensively, even though he's not the biggest guy out there, O'Quinn was a smart pickup. All right, let's go to the guards then the 76ers added because they needed help behind Ben Simmons. Raul Neto is up next here. After the Jazz cut him, he signed a one-year vet min deal with the 76ers, and he will compete for the backup point guard role. Now, he's a little bit better of a distributor than the other guy we'll get to here in a second. The big thing for Neto was his three-point percentages dropped. It's not necessarily the ideal thing, but if you just want someone to play the TJ McConnell role, kind of more of the distributor, can play some decent defense, doesn't need the ball in his hands, and doesn't have to score 10 points a game to be effective, well, that's fine. That's a little bit better fit there. But the Sixers also brought in TREY, a guy that I've been a fan of since he was at Michigan. Now, his contract is only partially guaranteed, but much like Neto and others, it was a one-year vet min. Burke offers a different type of point guard than Neto does. Burke is more of your scoring type. He is going to be the guy that puts up the buckets, that can get you off the bench. Oh my goodness, all of a sudden, Burke's got 10 points tonight. That's kind of his role. Now, he is not an elite distributor, not an elite defender, but if you want more of a scoring first backup point guard, TREY Burke fits that role far better than what a Raul Neto does. So that backup point guard battle with Burke and Neto, and also Shakeman, who we'll get to here in a little bit, that's going to be one of the key things for the 76ers because they got to find somebody behind Ben Simmons. All right, guys, Monday is National Chicken Wing Day. So with that in mind, what is your favorite wing sauce? Let me know in the comments section what your guys' favorite wing sauce is. Tad, what is yours? I'm throwing producer Tad behind the scenes here on the boat. He says he's a classic Buffalo man. I am a big fan of the barbecues. Any of the honey barbecue, bourbon barbecue, anything like that is kind of my go-to there. I know I'm a coward, but I don't love the super spicy stuff. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Moving on to the guys the Sixers re-signed. First up is Tobias Harris. He agreed to a max contract with Philly. 5-year, $180 million deal. Remember, the Sixers traded for Harris during last season, and he's a scorer, man. He has really seen his career steadily grow. He is coming off a fantastic year. 20-8 on almost 40% from deep. And really with Philadelphia, he wasn't even as much of a focal point in that offense. Now, with Butler gone and JJ gone, Harris, I think, will take a little bit more of an impact there. Again, those numbers were combined from his time in Philadelphia and with the Clippers. I bet you'll see more of the same overall, but better production relative to his time in Philadelphia. So Harris there, that was a key move for Philadelphia. Now here's my question. Was re-signing Tobias Harris the correct decision? Type Y for yes or type N for no. Let me know what you guys think there in the comment section. I know it's expensive, but in the end, I do think it was the correct decision. I know it was a lot of money, but it was kind of that or lose him. I'll pay him. I know he's probably a bit overpaid, but Harris is a great player. I think it was the correct move there, Philadelphia. Some other re-signings here. We'll spend a little bit less time on these guys. First up, James Ennis III, a 2-year, $4.1 million deal. He offers depth at the small forward spot. That's what he needed, and that's what the 76ers have with James Ennis. He had interest from other teams, ended up re-signing. Mike Scott, meanwhile, got a little bit bigger deal than I would have thought, actually. Almost $10 million. 2 years, $9.8 million. Six added him using the room exception there. He was better in Philadelphia than he was in LA. His overall numbers were lower, but he put up almost 8 points per game for the 76ers, and he offers you stretch four ability. That is always needed in today's NBA. Next up, Shake Milton, who was a G League player last year, actually a two-way player for Philadelphia. 3-year deal worth just under $5 million, so I rounded up there on the screen. Two-way contract last year, fared well in the G League. He is a sleeper, Milton is, for the backup point guard spot. And then finally, Furkan Korkmaz, a 1-year vet minimum deal. Former 2016 first-round pick, but hasn't played that much for Philadelphia. They're still hoping he can actually step up and become another wing option who hopefully can improve his three-point shooting like he has this last year that he played for Philadelphia. So overall, this is what the Sixers currently have. Now, there are options here. You can pull out Al Horford if you want to make him into a bench guy and probably throw in Zaire Smith or MATISSE THYBULLE and let Tobias Harris play more of the four. But I think in crunch time, this is probably going to be your lineup unless Zaire Smith really does have a breakout year. And you've got some decent bench options. Smith, Neto, THYBULLE, TREY Burke's not even on there. Mike Scott. You still have guys like Jonah Bolden too. So Kyle O'Quinn also out there right now in terms of a backup big man. I am very curious to see how the Sixers play this year, but I think there is still enough talent. They should definitely be considered one of the top teams in the NBA. All right, guys, it's finally time. Grade the 76ers offseason. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to give it a B-. I kind of waffled between a C+ and a B-. Losing Jimmy Butler and guys like Redick definitely hurts, but they didn't lose Butler for nothing. That counts for something. I didn't love their draft, but it was good enough, I thought. And I love the Al Horford pickup. So in the end, I'm kind of waffling here, B-, C+. So instead, I'll be nice. I'll give it a B-. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section.